never get it right.
Dude, you're live.
Who's live?
You are.
Not me.
You're live.
Not me.
You're live.
I'm not live.
You're live.
I refuse.
You're live.
I refuse to go live. I want to be on tape delay.
Well, if we don't get some people in here, we might as well just figure out something else to do.
I'm joining a group right now.
Where's my check?
Where's my Trump check?
Where's my Trump check?
Sober living group.
And
you know how it has those questions before I let you join? It says, "Are you an alcoholic?" It's like not today.
Not today.
But I think
you
mean, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
If you're drinking, do you want to stop?
Right.
Once I'm in handcuffs.
Whoever just joined us, hit them share buttons. This one was kind of unannounced, last minute. Kind of a good topic, actually.
We have a topic?
I think so.
Oh, good. I'm sure it's good. All our topics are good.
Yeah.
Of course it's a good topic.
Well, our guest tomorrow is going to be awesome. He's a funny dude, man. He's like pretty straightforward. Have you checked him out yet on YouTube?
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right.
Let's turn the volume down here.
Yeah, because we ain't getting any.
I asked myself, I wonder how often.
Dude, hey Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Terry.
I was like, I wonder how often we tag the same person. And then I thought, that's all right. Just bug the shit out of him to get in.
Tim tagged me up there. Joe tagged me. Y'all have fun.
Yeah, right.
Y'all have fun.
Better log in.
Hit those share buttons. Tag some people.
It's hard for some reason. It's harder to tag in my phone.
Yeah, it gets difficult sometimes.
How are you doing, Terry? What are you doing tagging people, Terry? That's our job.
No, I just told her to.
Oh, never mind. That's your job.
I'm delegating.
Joe delegates. All right, it's your job. Oh, there's another.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa, I tell you to tag your brother David, but that's Terry's job.
Someone do it. Someone tag him.
Someone tag David.
I've tagged him at least like 3 times, I think.
He don't listen to you.
He don't listen to me.
Some people do, some people don't. Not him.
Lisa. Tag.
I have to bring my laptop tomorrow.
Tag, you're it. Hey, tomorrow at 11, got a good one coming. What's up, brother? What's up? Tomorrow at 11, don't forget. We got a pretty cool guest. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, girls, when's the fridge auction?
The fridge auction.
Are we girls and are we having a fridge
I
auction?
don't know.
I think you're at the wrong podcast.
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
But I'll take bids on my fridge.
Yeah.
We should start a refrigerator podcast.
It looks
everything
like
you want to know about refrigerators.
The fridge. Hi there. Is this the UK fridge auctions? It's at 11 a.m. We're mixing it up.
Yeah,
he's a busy dude, so we had to get him while we could.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, how did this all happen?
11 a.m. Are we really? All right. I got a fridge, $199. You have to come when my landlord's not around, though.
You're live on BBC Radio. I think there's been a mistake. Hey, we'll take the free publicity.
We'll take it.
No fridge, but lots of podcast episodes for you. Too steep.
An egg tray.
Let's see the
I'm
fridge,
lost, man. Yeah,
This
I
is
want to see
fucking
this
great.
fridge,
Yeah,
and I want to know what my cut is.
right.
Let's see this fridge. And also, what other appliances do you have for sale? I would say a separate vegetable and fruit drawer is a must.
I would too. This is crazy.
They're bidding in pounds.
Yes.
I don't even know how much 4 pounds is. I think that's pounds. Maybe that's not pounds.
Terry, I have no idea. Hey, Earl.
This is awesome.
You're not here for the fridge, are you, Earl?
Of all nights is
Hey,
the perfect
Deb.
night. Hey, Vanessa, you want to buy a fridge?
A fridge?
It is.
I think these people are just bored.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I think they're just bored.
My fridge does not have a light, actually. I've been meaning to do something about that.
Hey, Marie. Oh, Johnny, I don't know about that. I think somehow there's been some cross advertising or something. We ended up on BBC Live.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm happy about it, though.
How many joints of bed fit in the fridge?
I'm learning so much. Renewable energy or fossil fuels.
Yeah.
I like it. Beef.
Oh,
how many
house
joints of
first.
beef?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No light, half fed. That some of these guys are like trying to be funny, but they're not. Like,
I'm amused by it. Maybe they're not trying to be funny. Maybe
Wow.
this is God telling us that we should be auctioneers.
no light. There's no light. There's no fridge.
Elena, you want to buy a fridge? If you're tuning in late, we're selling fridges tonight.
Oh, Kenneth, that was almost funny. Yeah, apparently, Deborah, the show's on the road.
Not racist, but I want a white fridge.
Yeah.
I don't think racism applies to refrigerators. But I prefer stainless steel myself, for the record.
Right. Hey, Georgia.
Hi, Georgia.
Yeah, apparently, Johnny, we should turn this right into an auction, right?
Yeah. What else can we sell?
I don't know. I'm about
Over
to.
here. Not my coffee. Not my
Water.
water.
That's all we got right now.
Hmm.
Huh. All right, hit those share buttons.
Oh, the price is going up.
Price is going up. Price is going up.
Exactly, Rich. You are live on RTE TV in Ireland about the selling of your fridge. Please don't leave.
No bad language. We don't ever use bad language.
Not me.
We are live. Uh-huh.
In Ireland?
What channel is it? BBC or what? No toaster.
Was either a who married to Carol Baskin? Oh, Carol Baskin, yeah, the tiger lady. That's the Tiger King lady. You end up dead when you're married to Carol Baskin. I know you haven't seen that documentary, but
Yeah.
those who have seen it know. Oh, our special guest is getting. We have a special guest that'll be.
Ed's
joining us in
flag.
just a
Ed's
moment.
flag is going. That's some high quality stuff right there. So, Crystal, how's it going? Amazing. Oh, Sarah, there's no fridge. Something went wrong.
This is the best thing we could have done, I think. Though.
Yeah. You're on RTE in Ireland.
What is RTE? I'll Google it.
Google RTE because I have no idea what that is.
We're definitely on in India. India loves us. Thanks to Facebook.
Law and
Ireland's
Disorder
national
podcast is
television.
trending in Ireland for some reason.
Happy accident.
Is BBC
Boy,
an Irish channel?
Ooh, y'all got the COVID over there too, it turns out.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, the special guest? No, it's not the fridge.
Now I'm just reading RTE headlines like there may be no tennis this year, warns Wimbledon chief.
Huh. Due to COVID?
Yep.
Wow.
You're talking about soccer, whether or not masks are a solution. Apparently Spider-Man, there's some Spider-Man sightings over in England.
Well, I think we're going to get going here.
All right.
The guy sounds high. Huh. I wonder if they mean you or me.
But I don't know, man.
I don't know.
How much for your stove, Lori?
Got a stove. What's with the appliance? Is it like National Appliance Day or International Appliance?
It must be international.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony. Yep, this is the fridge auction. You got here just in time. What's your bid? Terry, the topic today is refrigerator auctions.
Apparently.
Obviously, there is. All right, come here for the fridge.
Oh, Lori got $4,000. Y'all can go home now.
Game over. What? $200 quid?
200 quid.
What's a quid?
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, there's no fridge. They just start deleting them. Just start deleting them. Or blocking them. Apparently we're delivering fridges and selling fridges and huh. Oh no, Sarah, we didn't say that.
I might have said that, Sarah.
Oh, there's some laws on it, yeah.
But I'm as confused as you are, frankly. So. Oh, man. Hey, shout out Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm Scottish. What's up, Scottish person?
Yeah, apparently, Lisa, something got mixed up.
I'm going to be watching that show all the time now.
Yeah.
The
Apparently.
Ireland Law and Disorder,
Yep.
where they sell kitchen appliances.
Apparently, over in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Facebook, for the targeted advertising.
Right. That's hilarious. All right. I guess we'll just get started.
I'd say we might as well.
Wow, this one here, she's...
Is it hard to find refrigerators over there?
Apparently, because they're all here. They're all here. All right. All right, I think we're good now.
I mean, I have like a Scottish ancestry, right? I've never been to Scotland. I'd like to know where you keep your world famous traffic cone, though. You may not even have a world famous traffic cone. You could have pulled that one over my eyes. I would know no different. Could you fit a small child in the fridge?
Oh,
Those are
wow.
not the sorts of characteristics you're supposed to be looking for in a refrigerator. You're supposed to be concerned with, like, how cold it keeps your food.
Their fridge is sold.
Finally.
Finally, the fridge sold.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thanks for coming. All right.
So how much did it go for? All of the money?
Yeah.
Went for a Bitcoin. Went for a Bitcoin. Sold it for a Bitcoin. You want to buy the TV now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell you.
Sure.
I'll sell you Joe's TV. What are you offering?
Sure.
2 Bitcoin. I think that's a lot, actually. You can't say
Not
that.
anymore.
It's not.
No.
Really?
No. They all crashed and burned on the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin tanked.
Yeah. Yep. We ready to roll.
Hey, man. Whenever you're ready.
All right. All right. We're gonna start, and there is no fridge, so we're gonna bypass all that garbage. Apparently, there's some bored people. Something
got crossed up.
Something got crossed up.
I think there's too many people for that to be coincidence.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, something got.
And if not, props to you.
Props to you.
You had me going.
Yep. So, yeah, that was entertaining to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. What we are is an addiction recovery podcast
No fridge.
with all kinds of unique guests.
Yeah. Insane. Let's just roll with it. And then...
All right.
All right.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, everybody, hit those share buttons. There is no fridge. Tim already sold his fridge.
I sold it.
Yep. It was 5G. It did run on fossil fuels.
Yeah.
But it's gone now.
It's gone.
It's gone. Sold. So if you're here for the fridge, you're out of luck.
Better luck next time.
Better luck
Stay
next
tuned.
time. Yep. So with that, so tomorrow we're just gonna remind everybody we got a special guest, a comedian who's in recovery. Pretty funny dude. He's funnier than Tim anyway.
Doesn't take much.
Doesn't take much. But yeah, so 11 a.m. That'll be us on a Friday.
Yep.
With nothing better to do, just like you. So be here.
Try something new.
Try something new. Well, something got crossed up. So today we're kind of talking about humor, right? Humor and how that kind of plays a role in everything. I mean, pretty much everything, but especially like in recovery or bad situations where if you can just have a laugh, sometimes things aren't quite so bad after you look at them in the rearview mirror, right? A lot of people say, well, how can you say like use humor and addiction and recovery all in the same sentence? Yeah, I mean, recovery and addiction, that's very serious, without a doubt. But when you're in recovery, I think there's a lot of things that you can look back on and maybe use a little humor to kind of deal with those things better, I guess, comprehend them, like why they happen, and kind of move forward. And it's a way of acknowledging it in a positive light, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to take things like this topic seriously, but I think especially in the world we live in today, without having some sense of humor, it's awfully hard to cope with reality. And a lot of times the most serious, damning events of our addiction, in retrospect, tend to be pretty hilarious. That's not always the case, but it's the case often enough.
Yeah, and Robin. Oh, Robin, you just in time, actually.
Well, you're a little too late, actually. You missed out.
Yeah. No, Robin, you're right on time. Lisa, yeah, it'll be posted afterwards. Yeah, we'll definitely have it up there afterwards. So check it out. He's a funny dude. But yeah, humor can kind of curve a lot of things. Like you, simple things like those little irritating things each day. Get stuck at the train tracks. Can be irritating. Then someone calls you and says, hey, you're supposed to be here or there. You're supposed to be on law and disorder, right? And yeah, those tiny little things that are irritating, right? Well, humor lets you like kind of navigate that stuff.
Before like drug substance abuse was my primary means of coping with distress, my sense of humor was.
Right.
I grew up with a pretty conservative religious background, which is not to say that excludes comedy, but my sense of humor was like always my means of coping with anything that I didn't understand, any of the pressures that came from life in general. And I lost touch of that through addiction. It stopped being necessary for me along the way. When I was able to just get high, I didn't need to cope in the same way that I used to anymore. I miss having a sense of humor. It's been a long time coming back to me, and I'm grateful that it is finally returning. It's funny how the brain works. You don't, when you get into early recovery, necessarily just feel happiness in the same way you used to, feel laughter in the same way you used to. So when it starts being restored to you, it's frankly a huge relief, and it feels kind of like a familiar friend.
Yeah, and humor always brings a positive note to everything. Like, you can take a messed up situation. Look at the situation we're in right now. Just COVID-19, right? It's a serious thing, but you go on Facebook, social media, anywhere, and there's tons of jokes about it. Maybe not about the virus itself, but a lot of the circumstances surrounding what we're going through right now, which would be stay at home, wash your hands, hoarding food, toilet paper, whatever, out of toilet paper.
But that was the first thing, was the toilet
Yeah.
paper jokes, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and no, the COVID itself isn't funny, but you see that plate. We saw society try to cope with this pandemic, and you saw it play itself out that way when we all just running to Facebook, exchanging memes.
Yep.
And you would see this, like, they would just like piggyback on one another,
Right.
You'd see one toilet paper joke, and then you see another, but that was like a variation of the one you saw before, and it just kept compounding. And wow, it's very stressful time. With where would we be without being able to laugh at some of the absurdity of it all?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, and I've seen people that I wouldn't expect on social media posting some of the more risky memes and whatnot, all kind of having to do with COVID-19, not necessarily with the virus. I haven't seen too many jokes about that itself, because people are struggling and whatnot. But it's everything that we're going through to protect ourselves, those universal precautions type thing.
And I agree with you, Elena. The humor surrounding our current situation is what's bringing people together right now. I think that and a shared sense of like purpose. I mean, I think we're all trying to help one another for sure, and using our strengths to help each other. But I would say that humor is kind of like our common language right now. Hey, Holly.
All right, I think, yeah, so I think we got rid of our little auction seekers. I was hitting the ban, so most of them are gone.
If it isn't humorous, it's certainly ironic.
Yes.
Okay, so our intention to talk a little bit about humor and recovery is because of tomorrow we're going to have a guest who's a comedian who's in recovery, and we'll get more into that soon. But it made sense that we kind of lead into that interview tomorrow. It's going to be a really good interview. We've both been looking forward to it all week. And as luck would have it, it would be this intro live stream where we somehow got crossed up. It would appear with like an auction house in Ireland or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So we finally hopefully redirected everyone who was hoping to buy a refrigerator away from that. But those are the sorts of things where, like, kind of like in the moment when you're going through difficult times and addiction, things aren't always funny when they're happening.
Right.
But when we look back on this, I have no doubt.
I mean, humor feeds your mental health and your physical health, believe it or not.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
hey, Katrina.
Laughter's the best medicine. Hey, Katrina.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a true story. But a lot of, like, when you're actually going through these things at that moment, a lot of times it's hard to put things in perspective, especially in addiction, because your mind's not there anyway. But in recovery, you're going to hit those little bumps in the road, whether it be applying for jobs where you get, it takes a while. And you have to be looking forward at all times with a positive attitude. And some of the ways to do that is, one of the biggest ways is humor. Um,
There's so many like good analogies for addiction that are humorous, and I think early in recovery, a lot of people feel like Charlie Brown when Lucy keeps pulling the football away.
Yeah.
Right? Because you keep like you're actually trying so hard.
Right.
And life just keeps every time you think like this is the time, this I'm gonna get it, and you get thrown that little curveball. But it's through that you build up resilience and you learn to cope and adapt, and eventually you knock it through the uprights. It may take a little bit of time, but when you look back on it, you see life has a sense of humor for sure.
Yeah, and that's like how I deal with stressful situations. I always try to find a little bit of humor in it, and I know that sounds kind of crazy at times, but it almost allows you to like take a break and look at it and maybe reevaluate. It's almost the same concept as when you tell someone take a couple of deep breaths and calm down and just use that time to kind of reassess and reevaluate, and things aren't so bad, right?
Yeah, right.
When you're late and you get, like I said earlier, you get stuck at the train tracks and that's like really irritating. Your adrenaline starts going up. You may be late for, work or whatever, but all reality, you're not going to change that situation by being upset, irritated. It's not going to change it.
It doesn't help at all.
Right?
It doesn't help at all. And, one of the things like, I think it helps sometimes to have in your back pocket like a favorite comedian, even if you've heard some of the material over and over. There's certain like comedians that just deliver their comedy in a certain way that resonates with different people, right? So like I can look at, like some of the Eddie Murphy stuff from the 80s or Kevin Hart in more recent times, just as quick off the top examples, and pretty much always get a chuckle out of it. One of the things that I've done, swear to God, and I haven't said this to you before, but sometimes when I'm just looking for something to laugh at, I'll scroll through
my Facebook page.
Not your Facebook page, but ours, because of the different advertisements you do.
Oh, the memes and stuff.
Yeah, with the memes with the kid like looking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's like, I think that sense of humor is so valuable, because one thing that doesn't make sense really is to get into recovery and just to be miserable, right? I mean, why bother?
Yeah.
If you're going to be as unhappy sober.
Well, yeah, you have a good point. But one thing we have to like kind of understand too is like whether it be alcohol, drugs, or whatever, that kind of like dulls down your personality as far as the humor aspect of it, right? Once you're in recovery, it's good to work on that, right? I mean, don't go out of your way and be like, hey, why did chicken cross the road, right? But take things in stride, right? And now he's trying to think of why did chicken cross the road?
Oh no, my son when he was 5 had like the best why did the chicken cross the road joke.
Really?
It was epic, and I wish, oh man, I almost want to call him up. But yes.
Yeah, and that's something that it takes time to, just like your brain has to rewire and you have all these other things you have to get in place. Personality is one of them as well.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It took a long time for me. And I remember last summer, hey, Chris, that's my brother popping in. I had to make a special shout to him. How are you doing, Chris? So I know like last summer, when I kicked the kratom, it was really super discouraging to me. It was more challenging emotionally than any other drug recovery I had gone through, right?
Yeah.
Like whereas like heroin and Suboxone might have been more challenging physically, kratom was really hard emotionally. And it was a tough summer, but I remember one of the first signs I had that I was returning to my old ways and like emotional well-being was when I was able to laugh again. And it was also one of the things I noticed I was missing, because again, like as an adolescent man, I can't tell you how many times I was like thrown into the hallway, right?
Yeah.
For just because I thought everything was funny.
Right.
And adolescents think that anyway.
But then that was removed.
Well, but I mean, I was really extra
right.
about it, right? Like to me, life was just all all the jokes, sometimes in a healthy way, sometimes not so much, but it's a Seinfeld reference from my brother. Enjoying some Drake's coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say I get some shout outs here. We got Katrina, we got Emily. She does the Vivitrol program with me at the jail.
Ah.
Yeah. So yeah. She's a little familiar with my sense of humor anyway, right? So sometimes good, sometimes bad, but
Right on.
yeah. No, so and a lot of times we relate that certain experiences, like when you brought up listening to like a comedian, you could almost say like music as well. Like music has some sort of impact on your mood, right?
Yeah.
If you know you have like that song that is upbeat, lifts you up, right? And you're irritated because you're stuck at the train, put that song on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different things. It's not just humor, but also like music. And then we all know there's certain songs that relate back to a maybe not so positive time or situation.
Yeah.
Avoid those.
And music, like a little bit off topic, but music is really good for that, right? Harkening you back to either it conjures memories. So is smell, but music's a big one. So like for me, there's like a particular Eminem album that came out. You remember when he like was rap battling MGK?
Yeah.
Okay. When I hear that song, it's a hardcore trigger for me to like want to use crack, because that's what I was doing when that was unfolding. By the same token, like there are certain people who I just always know are going to make me laugh, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a friend who I grew up with, my brother Chris knows him, Bill, and he always just never ceases to amuse me. So I know if I call him,
you're going to get a chuckle.
Guaranteed a couple of chuckles out of the conversation at minimum, no matter how low I really am. Chris made the Seinfeld reference. We all grew up me and my two brothers grew up watching that show together. So that's on Hulu. That's something that like I can do. It's only a 20-minute investment in my time, but chances are
it can change a whole mood.
Yeah. And just like, I've stressed to people before, a lot of times I'll be heading toward a meeting, kind of not wanting to go. But almost every time I walk out of a meeting, I'm glad that I did.
Right.
And when I need that laughter and that kind of pick me up, normally like an episode of Seinfeld will do the trick. Or whatever TV show, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's kind of a distraction for one thing, and sometimes just a distraction can be good. Not that
absolutely.
Not that you want to hide from your problems, but like short burst of distraction.
And that's kind of what I do. Like for me, it's more like humor and music, the combination of both, right? So like if I know I'm getting stressed out, then that's when I'll take a step back and just go for a ride and play that music that gets me like in a good mood. Sometimes I'll just throw one on that kind of makes me think about stuff in a different perspective. And then, after 20 minutes, I'm good. Like I can actually...
It doesn't take long.
No.
It doesn't take long. And the one for me that I've realized is working out, right? And I got away from running. I used to play basketball all the time, but I wouldn't really run because I have kind of creaky knees. And it would be like, I don't want to put the pounding on it without the upshot of like being competitive and playing basketball. But in recent times, I'll just like run to work and back, which is like a mile. But that little 13, 15-minute trot for me makes a huge difference when I sit down. And it doesn't last all night. But how good I feel for the subsequent half hour, it's kind of mind-boggling to me, because it's some of the absolute best. I don't say moments, but like the best I felt in 2020. If I ranked it 10 times, I felt the best. 5 of them probably just came from running, just how I felt in the immediate aftermath of a short run.
To each his own, right? So we're not saying this is limited to humor or music. A hobby, right? A hobby can totally change a person. Like if you find something that you like to do, make sure you make time to do that, right? And sometimes, like you said earlier, it's like almost like a timeout. Like you're putting yourself in timeout. Um, I have it like I said, my music and my hobby is my car. So I'll get in my car, slide sunroof back, and go for a ride, and I'm like a brand new person when I come back. Yeah, Emily, golf,
18 holes.
golf, yeah. Uh, it's those things. It's a simple thing. Like, okay, golf, yeah, that's a little longer than a car ride sometimes, but I think Emily's a little better at golf than I am, so her outing is probably a little shorter than mine. Because I'm up there around
Be there. Right.
like I need
5 hours in the back nine.
Yeah, I need one cart for just balls, like to.
Right. I'm not a great golfer either.
No, but
nevertheless, yeah, to each their own. We're not like trying to cookie cutter our solutions so much as give people ideas.
But we're just saying like humor, and probably right after that, music can just launch you into a positive, feel good feeling, right? And maybe when things are not so rosy, they're not looking so good, and it may be something just small. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything like huge, but you take 2 or 3 small incidents that are irritating or stressful, and like you have to really evaluate, can I even change this right now, right? And I like the train track one because you're not going to get out of your car and move the train tracks so you can get by, right? So put a song on, deal with it. That stuff just adds up. She get whipped every time. Oh, the cat's out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag, Emily apparently gets her butt
There are
kicked.
2 people in those pictures that look an awful lot alike. I'm realizing. From Justin and them, huh?
Yeah, they're, yep. But yeah, it's a lot of times if you let those multiple things throughout the day kind of pile up on you, you just automatically like tailspin into like a negative mindset. And
it's easy to do. Sometimes we don't even know we're doing it.
And that's easy to do when you're not even like, you're not in recovery. You're just like, you don't have that issue. But when you throw that on top of it and the extra life stressors that come along with that, rebuilding your life and your relationships, finding a job, or whatever the case may be, you have like, that's rough. And then to let all these other little negatives, as little as they may be, pile up on top of that, you need to, just like you said, take a time out. Like,
anybody who has any kind of mental illness is already extra prone to getting kind of squirrely in their own mind. And so that's why it's extra important for them to kind of have these coping skills. What you don't want to do is be in a position where you're trying to think your way out of a situation, right? You want to have it where it's already ingrained in second nature to you, where you know what to do when you feel like this, right?
Right.
For me, maybe it's call Bill. If Bill doesn't answer, maybe call my brother. If neither one of them answer, maybe put an episode of Seinfeld on. But it's better to have like a plan in place, you know?
So here, Justin just made a very valuable point. Happiness is a decision, and it needs to be made every day. And that's valuable, because when you get up, you have to tell yourself, I'm going to have a good day today, right? And yeah, things happen. May not go as planned or wanted, but you have to learn to deal with that stuff, learn to cope with it, learn to work around it, get through it. And my biggest thing, a piece of advice would be, if you can't fix it right there and then, don't get irritated about it, right? Because that's not going to fix it. And when that window comes where you can actually do something about it, that's when you can approach it with a positive attitude, and you're going to have a better outcome. Like, most definitely.
I would agree with that. I think that's largely true. And it reminds me of the expression, life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to what happens to us. So when you're sitting there at the train tracks, you can either be upset because you're going to be late for work, or you can be kind of happy that you're going to be late for work, right? And
or you can just flip on a tune and say, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you can use it to connect with a loved one, or you can use it to listen to a song. You can use it. I mean, you can meditate, right? You ain't going anywhere. There's all kinds of things you can do in that moment. So, again, we talked recently about how crisis is opportunity.
Yeah, and for
It's
right now, I think that's the direction you're headed in right now, the atmosphere we're in.
yeah,
And what we're doing. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, you're right on.
yeah. We're checking in with one another. I think more and more nowadays, right? Because we're all concerned about each other, and people ask me, how are you doing? And I say, I'm good. And I really don't have a choice, right? Like I have to be that way.
Yeah.
As long as I have my health and my loved ones have their health, I feel like I don't have a choice in the matter. That I absolutely have to be good because
Right.
the the stakes are too high for me. I don't have the room to get down and start entertaining bad ideas. I have to always, like I think it was Justin said, wake up every day and make a decision that um, yeah, I'm gonna be good today.
Yep.
And when I struggle and when I fail, when I come up short, tomorrow's a brand new day. That's the beauty of the 24-hour world we live in. Is that every morning we have a brand new opportunity to be grateful and to do something different.
And on the flip side, like if you know someone who may possibly be struggling, right? I'm going to put this up. I hope you guys can all see this, right? So I'm going to get up here, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. Yeah, there we go. All right, so it says social distancing isolates, right? So that's what we're going through right now. Call someone, make sure they're okay. Simple phone call, simple text, hey, how's it going, right? Even some people that you like may not have talked to for a while, but you know that this is going to be a difficult time for them, right? There's no shame in that, right? People need help. People sometimes are afraid to reach out to other people and be like, yo man, I'm struggling with all this isolation stuff and or hey, I need this or that and can't get to it. Something as simple as that goes a long way.
It does. And whenever we when we help other people, whatever our intention is, it always helps. We always help ourselves in so doing that. You know what I mean? Like every time. If I can't think of.
Katrina says yeah.
Hey, what's up, Pat? I can't ever think of like a situation where I've invested even a little bit of energy into helping somebody else and not come away better for it. And sometimes we need to be humbled. Sometimes we just need to be brought out of ourselves.
Right. But see, a lot of times people are afraid because maybe they have gotten burnt before, right? They offered the help and they were taken advantage of. Don't let that get you down, right? You had good intentions to do the right thing, to help somebody. And if they misused it, that's on them, right? That mirror never goes away. And that's one thing that you got to live by, right? You can't because you got burnt once by someone taking advantage of your kindness or reaching out for, to help them. Don't let that deter you from reaching out to the next person. Be careful, but don't let that just say, I'm not, make you say, I'm not going to help anyone now because so-and-so burnt me or whatever. You learn and you move on. But if you had good intentions, that's what counts.
Yeah, definitely. One of the first things I was taught when I started going to, it was a group therapy I had at Sacred Heart in Flint. And the therapist used to really impress upon all of us, and it really stuck with me, the importance of service work. And that's understood to be things like chairing meetings and pouring coffee at meetings, different things like that. But in the 12-step world, too often do I think the people in recovery limit their thinking to just how to serve others within the recovery community. I'm lucky to have a job where I'm able to do that. But even if I didn't have a job, I have a family. I have people who I care about. And you don't even have to do your service work with the people who man. You can just Like, it's hard to find an old lady to cross across the street nowadays. Like, I look for them.
Yeah.
There's not many of them just standing around.
Right, but we all have neighbors. We all have family.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and that's where you just, I mean, just attention to detail. Like, you know, if you know a neighbor needs something or a family member, or maybe they just like need to, like, right now everybody's sitting at home, like reach out and be like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'd love to stop by, but I can't.
It reminds me of a neighbor of mine who was having a hard time getting her two sons to clean up after their dog in the yard the other day.
And you went and cleaned it up?
No.
Okay.
But I helped her get her kids to.
Right.
And, you know, I think she appreciated it. And it felt good to me to kind of connect with the kids, right?
Yeah.
To kind of hold them accountable and to reach out and just talk to them. It gave me an opportunity to kind of maybe plant some seeds, and they had just moved in over the course of the winter, so it was one of the first times I had seen them. I'm hopeful that going forward in the warmer months, I'm sure they'll be outside a lot. I'm always outside. It's just the beginning of an opportunity for me to kind of connect with them a little bit, you know?
Right, and it doesn't have to be something huge. Like, you don't have to go over and say, hey, I'm gonna to your neighbor's house and be like, hey, I'm gonna pick up all the dog poop, right?
No.
But that.
Well, I'm not going to do that. But I might get her kids to do that for me.
All right, but when you get back home, send them over to my place.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just it could be just the smallest thing. Like, it doesn't have to be world moving, right? You don't have to like go over and paint the neighbor's house or you know, pay their bills or whatever. You just, a simple little gesture of kindness will go a long way.
Yeah, it absolutely can.
See, Justin's got some gutters that need to be cleaned. Aren't you on lockdown? Like, aren't you like?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Justin. I said I'll be right there, but I forgot about social distancing.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry, man. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up after April.
Maybe when all this passes over.
Maybe May 1st.
Right. Maybe.
Ah.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, always use those positive things in your life that you like, you know, are going to make you feel good. Because we all know what does the trick, right? If it's music, humor, doing a good deed, watching a TV show, you have to make time for that stuff, and you have to know when to.
I think it's just being in touch with your like authentic self, your true self, right?
Yeah, just like the police to jump in, like I broke up your guys' gig, right? Clean your own gutters, Justin.
Yeah, actually, like I've joked before that if my son needed to like, cut trees down in order to like eat, there's no way, man. I don't do heights.
You don't do heights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way I'm cleaning your gutters is by like lassoing them off the side of your house. I'm not going up on your roof.
Yeah.
But,
journaling. That's a good one.
I think journaling's great. Actually, I'm really interested in journalism, so I've been working personally on some projects of that nature.
Katrina, self-love. Yes. Very important. That self-confidence that helps you avoid a lot of situations, right? Those irritating, as small as they may be, it helps you avoid them, right? Just by having that self-love, that self-pride, know what your goals are, know how you want to reach them, and that helps you go a long way. That train doesn't mean anything at that point.
Yeah, it's funny. You're kind of mixing two things I do. I have different journals, but I have this one that is for my goals. And I have all these things like bubble mapped out, all these like different things I want to accomplish and how do I want to accomplish them. So I'm always kind of perusing through those pages, seeing like what I can check off in a given day. Yeah. I don't know. A bonfire sounds great.
Yeah, but social distancing and...
Oh, that's true. Well, the bonfire will burn up all the COVID.
So you think.
Yeah,
we don't know that.
Maybe.
We don't know that.
That's true. We're not scientists.
Yeah. Does anybody know anybody who ended up with COVID-19?
No, I don't. But I know people who do.
So I know somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to segue into that? Or?
Not really.
That's more of a hypothetical question.
Yeah.
No, but I was going to say, and I might as well say it now. When I first started going to AA meetings, like, about a year ago in the Lapeer area. They're court ordered, and the AA community in Lapeer is a little bit older, right? Like if you go to Flint, there's what they would call the Young People's and Alcoholic Anonymous, right? There's like, and I'm in this weird like where at 41, I feel kind of like in between young people and old
Dude,
people.
let me just burst you're old.
I'm old, okay. Right. So at any rate, but like it's relative, and in AA and Lapeer, I'm really not. And one of the nice things about that is how many people there are who have a significant amount of recovery that are just looking for somebody else to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started going almost a year ago now, right away there's a group of regulars, particularly at the church here downtown, our local Presbyterian church, who welcomed me in as much as they could. And when I talked a little bit earlier in the show about struggling coming off of kratom and just feeling like really depressed and like I was never going to laugh again, they were there to encourage me through that. One of those people, a woman named Sharon, just died of a stroke. And that was sad. It was really sad to me.
Right.
I only think about it because it's not COVID, but she understood service work and understood helping people, and she helped me a lot. And I hope I can take the torch from her and help other people who come into the local 12-step community and do what she did for me. Hopefully I can do for some other people.
Yeah, so just a reminder, tomorrow at 11 a.m. we got Mark Lundholm. He's actually in recovery. He's a comedian. He's performed in like 41 states, 5 countries. He's been on Showtime. He's pretty cool dude. He spends his time going around, and Justin, we're gonna bite on that. How does a cat like its steak cook? But yeah, he travels around spreading the message in the form of comedy. So that's kind of why we did this today, was to kind of run into that. Okay, got it. That was funny. It wasn't why did the chicken cross the road, but it was funny. So yeah, that's how Mark does his contributing to the recovery world. He goes to rehab centers, he goes to correctional facilities, he's been on stage all over the place. So he's pretty well known. Look him up on YouTube if you want to get a sneak peek at him. We did put the link on there for I think it was yesterday we posted that. But yeah. Yep. Check him out. He's a funny dude.
Georgia didn't think you did a good cat.
You got to do a better cat. Well, Georgia, how about we get you as a guest to come on and you get to do the cat. You'll be our cat, right?
That's perfect.
Yeah. So that's kind of where my delivery was terrible. Well, I'm not a cat, all right?
I thought it was great, Joe.
I knew you would.
I thought it was great.
I knew you'd appreciate it. See, these people don't appreciate.
They don't appreciate good humor.
No. What do you want me to do? Like
that was the best cat impression I've heard of this side of a meow.
Well, maybe Justin just didn't write it the right way, because I read it the way he wrote it, right?
That's probably Justin's fault.
I think it's Justin's fault. So Emily, smack Justin.
Stick to cleaning gutters, Justin, and golfing.
Yeah, so Mark will be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll probably be going on a little bit early, give you guys some time to get in and do your thing, share it, tag some people. We appreciate Mark doing this for everybody.
Yeah. It's going to be a really good show. Really good show. He's worked with a prior guest of ours, and that also was a great show.
Yes. So he actually travels. For those of you that have seen the last show with Katie, those two and a group of others travel together, and they do a great job, deliver a great message in different ways. Like they have different approaches totally, but it's great.
Different messages, same goal.
Yep. So, hey, Linda's recovering from surgery. I hope everything's going well. I can tell you're not missing anything, Linda. It's crazy out there. Bee shells are too small. Oh gosh. So yeah, we just wanted to do a quick little inlet for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to our Facebook page and share the post for tomorrow's show. Later on tonight, I'll go ahead and put the notification up, so you'll get that. All you have to do is click on that, and that's where we'll go live.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. So
bright and early. That's
right.
Eastern Standard Time.
So yeah,
and then stick around after tomorrow's show, and we'll auction off another refrigerator.
No, Georgia, we actually got it. We actually got the joke. We just didn't think it was funny.
I didn't get it.
Ah.
Most jokes just go right over my head.
Right. So yeah, this was just a quick show for tonight. Thanks for everybody tuning in, and we will see everybody tomorrow at 11, because I know you can't leave your house, right?
You got nothing to do.
So no excuses. No excuses. But yeah, once you click out of here, go get that post and share it. Get it out there. Mark's a cool dude, and he's got a great message.
I do like that book, Justin. 4 Agreements. Anyway. Yes. Please share this out. We don't want any... So somebody's going to benefit from this show. So please help us get the word out, because I know Mark's going to bring it.
All right. See everybody tomorrow. We'll be on about 10 till. I'll give you some time to get in here and get comfortable, and maybe listen to some more cat. Maybe I'll do another cat tomorrow. I'll practice that tonight.
Yeah, practice your cat impressions.
Yeah, apparently I'm terrible. Apparently. All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
Have a good day.
Share.